The Coquette by Natalie Rico. The Coquette was written by Hannah Webster Foster. She was born in 1758 in Salisbury, Massachusetts. She was the daughter of Grant Webster and Hannah Wainwright Webster. She published The Coquette in 1797 and The Boarding School in 1799. She married Reverend John Foster in 1785. The couple had 6 children, 3 sons and 3 daughters. She moved to Montreal to live with one of her daughters after her husband died. She died in Montreal in 1840 at the age of 81. At the time, she was acknowledged as a social leader of the community. This is Hannah Webster Foster, author of The Coquette. The Coquette begins telling the story of Elissa, whose parents had set up her marriage with Mr. Haley. But after a couple of months, Mr. Haley passes away. For a couple of months, Elissa excludes herself from the world. It is then that she is invited to spend a day at Colonel Farrington's, where she meets Mr. Boyer. Mr. Boyer finds a special interest in Elissa and decides to meet up with her again. He realizes he's fallen in love with her after a couple of times of seeing her. Elissa's surroundings tell her to marry Mr. Boyer, but she meets Major Sanford, who is also interested in Elissa but has no serious intentions with her. Elissa finds Sanford very interesting. Boyer realizes that Elissa prefers Sanford, so he gives up on her, letting her go. Elissa is enchanted by Sanford, who then disappears from her life. Sanford marries another woman, forgetting about Elissa. Elissa then realizes her mistake of letting Mr. Boyer go, but it is too late. Mr. Boyer has decided to marry another woman. She is devastated by the decision she took. Sanford decides to come back and seduce Elissa again. Elissa and Sanford have a hidden affair. Elissa decides to run away from home when she realizes the consequences of her actions. This affair produces a child, which causes the death of Elissa due to childbirth complications. The characters in this novel are Elissa Wharton, Mr. Haley, Mr. Boyer, Major Sanford, and Lucy Freeman. As it is obvious, Elissa Wharton is the main character in this novel. The novel revolves around her. Mr. Haley, who is the fiancé of Elissa when the novel begins, passes away after a couple of months. Elissa's parents had set up her marriage with Mr. Haley. Mr. Boyer, who meets Elissa and is enchanted by her, gives Elissa all his love, but she doesn't correspond. Major Sanford, who is the bad boy of this novel, seduces Elissa and wants Elissa off for himself, but then he leaves her for another woman. He is said to be the rival of Mr. Boyer. Lucy Freeman is Elissa's friend who gives her advice through letters. Background information about the Coquette. It took precedence in the time of all American romances. The Coquette was said to be found beside the family Bible in many homes. The author and Elissa Wharton had similar positions and community of interests. The similarities between the two made the writing of Elissa's history more powerful and effective. There are many themes in the Coquette: love, passion, pain, curiosity, mystery, and death. The theme of love is evident in this story. It tells the story of a love triangle between Elissa, Major Sanford, and Mr. Boyer. Pain is evident throughout the story. It begins with the death of Mr. Haley, with Mr. Haley and with Elissa, who suffers from a lot of pain when Sanford leaves her, and when she later on realizes that she truly loves Mr. Boyer, but it's too late. The Coquette itself can be considered symbolism. It tells the story of many women who during this time only had the option of getting married. And if you strayed outside these boundaries, you had to pay the consequences, which Elissa had to do. The Coquette was a good mixture. It made the reader want to continue reading. And in this society that we live in today, it is more common to find love triangles. For past experiences, love triangles lead to no good, in which this case, it led Elissa no good. The novel was worth reading. It is really interesting. It has a sense of mysteriousness, and every letter that you read added more to the story and tied up details in past letters. I love the novel. Thank you.